heading southbound. I've been hellbound, riding on the midnight train.
What's going on, guys? Hey, Tony here, Zero Duck 30 Podcast. As you can tell, Tristan's not with us right now. He's got the COVID bug, so you guys keep me in your thoughts, and he'll be back on the saddle soon. But tonight, we're keeping it real with Kade. I got my buddy Kade here on the phone, and we're going to talk about what's going on in Arkansas at Delta Thunder Outfitters tonight. And, just what the hell's been going on. Kade's a good buddy of ours, and, outside of duck hunting, we're not the type of guys that only talk when it's duck season. And we stay in touch all year long. And what is going on, Mr. Kade Weatherford?
There ain't too much to it, man. Ain't too much to it. We're getting ready to teal hunt. Trying to get everything going. We got a couple of good little spots this year. It's going to be a tougher year, but where we're hunting at, there's been birds there. I haven't looked in the last few days, but it's pretty typical. We'll get a few trickle in and a few more. We had a little bit of a front come through today. Not a big front, but teal, they're going to move on any front. They'll move on a warm front. They'll move on a cold front. They don't care. So I hadn't had a chance to go look today, but I'm sure there's some in there. There was last time we went and looked a few days ago. So, but yeah, that's about it.
Very cool.
Getting ready for teal.
Man, I'll tell you guys what, Kade's been after teal for a long time. And, one thing that he told me this year that he's real excited about is this area that he's got access to, is a reservoir, and it makes for some unique teal hunting. And, he told me the other day, he said, I said, would you rather hunt a rice field or would you rather hunt a reservoir? He said, reservoir, immediately. And I said, you act like you've done this before. And he said, yeah, maybe. So y'all, Kade, talk about what's going on as far as booking for teal, what your prices are. You guys got to get in on this quick now. He's going to fill up quick. This is something that just recently came available for him. So talk a little bit about it, Kade.
So our plan is this year, the last few years we've hunted, we've made little holes in rice fields and stuff like that on the edge of rice fields. We just, left a little piece of the field unplanted. Mm-hmm. That way, when they flood water in the rice field to water the rice, we kind of got a little pocket, and them teal, they land in those pockets, and then they swim into the rice, and they'll bump the rice around, and then they'll eat the rice and everything, So, but the thing about it is this year, the weather has been very uncooperative. A lot of the crops are going to be super late, and it's super dry. We finally got some rain just a couple of weeks ago, but for the longest time, it hadn't rained in my area, and but the beauty about it is, so we got this reservoir that we're going to hunt on this year, and they use that reservoir to water the crops.
Mm-hmm.
They pump water off the reservoir. They use it to water the crops. So they'll water that crop with that reservoir, but it's a man-made pond, a really big one. Ours is about 40 acres.
Wow.
And that water's always there, and those teal, it doesn't matter if it's a wet year, if it's a dry year, if it's whatever year, they've got that mental imprint, and they know that water is there, so they're going to go straight there first, and then they'll kind of, that's their home base, and then they'll get up and they'll go look for fields that's got water and stuff in it. But the beauty about it is, even if you don't have any birds sitting on that reservoir, you got other people hunting around there, and they'll stir them up. And where do they go? While they know there's people in the field, or they're getting shot at or whatever. They get up and they come straight to that reservoir. And in the area that I'm at, there's not just a whole ton of reservoirs. I want to say there might be within a 10, 15-mile radius, there might be 6 reservoirs. And our reservoir is right along the Cache River. And those teal, all the waterfowl, really, the teal, the ducks, the geese, whatever, they follow right down that river right there. And they'll use that reservoir as a kind of a refuge. Because during the normal season, we don't hunt it or nothing, but we were fortunate enough I talked the farmer into letting us teal hunt on it. He said, yeah, go ahead. He said, there's teal on it. He said, we get teal on it every year. And he's a big duck hunter, but usually that time of year, they're getting ready to cut rice and get everything going. So he ain't worried about shooting no teal. You know, he tries to get his crop out. That way he can duck hunt all winter. So, but yeah, we're only going to sell 15 days. You know, the season is September 15th to the 30th. I'm only selling 15 spots for 15 groups. So it's literally the last few years I booked 4 or 5 groups a day. This year it's only going to be 1 group a day. So that's something real special about this year. And the reason why is because, well, the places that we have to hunt are limited, but the places those teal can go are also limited.
Sure.
So, I mean, what teal show up, they will be where we're at. You know, we have water. If you have water, you're going to have whatever teal's in the area. Especially
with as dry as you said it's been.
Yeah, it's been very dry. We have gotten a little bit of rain, but still, you know, there's going to be a lot of people draining that rice water and salting that rice because it's a later crop, and they're trying to get that rice out long before their soybeans get ready. So they put salt on the rice in order to dry it out. They'll drain the field and they'll put salt on the rice to dry the rice stalk out and make it mature early. So yeah.
Interesting. You know, so check this out, guys. If you're trying to book an early teal hunt, I want you to think about this from a logical way. And this is just, Kate and I didn't even talk about this. Actually, before the podcast, I go, bro, I don't have an outline. And he goes, all right, just come up with some questions. I said, all right, I will. And, you know, we're friends, so we can just shoot shit. But from a logical perspective, duck hunting's duck hunting, all right? But if you're thinking about like, hey, I'm going to go out there and teal hunt, and you want to rule some things out. Number one, let's talk about the one fact that Cade's made so far. There hasn't been any water, all right? There just hasn't. And if you're from Northeast Arkansas, you know that. So if he's going to be on an area of water, you're number one, you're putting yourself in a better position, all right? Yeah, you can't control what birds are going to do because, as Cade said so many times, you know, you can't control what somebody shoots, you know, a quarter of a mile away from you and where those birds are going to go compared to what they did the day before when they didn't get shot at, and et cetera. But you got this body of water, and I just think it's a unique opportunity, man, to get out there and shoot some teal with you.
Right.
I really do. I know we're going to be going out there the last weekend, which is, what's the last weekend, Cade? Do you know those dates in your head?
Off the top of my head, I don't.
It's the end of September.
I want to say like the 27th, but
yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. It's the third weekend of September because the last weekend is actually Tristan's bachelor party leading into October 1st. But I know, hey, we're coming out there from 0 Duck 30. You guys want to come out and hunt with us? You're going to be able to come out and hunt with me and Tristan out there, man. And
your hunt is going to be filmed.
Yeah, we're going to film it. We'll show you in our video. It's going to be on Delta Thunder Outfitters. It's going to be on 0 Duck 30. So if you just want to be part of the show, we'd love to have you, man. And we'll all be able to hunt together, you know. But I just think it's such a great opportunity right now. You guys get in on it fast. Cade, what are you looking at? What are we looking at per gun this year?
So right, like I said, it's limited. So our price was $150 a person last year. This year it's gonna be $200.
Yep.
But it's $200, and then lodging is $40 a night. But I mean, you want to come out, it's we'll be able to take you straight to the blind, from the lodge straight to the blind. It's going to be a really comfortable setup. So, and it'll be real easy to hunt. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, if
that, and I'm hoping the last 2 years, the last 2 teal seasons, and I'm going to knock on wood here, but the last 2 seasons we haven't had a day that we didn't kill any.
Beautiful.
So, I mean, I'm hoping I can keep that up. I know it's not going to last forever. I mean, it'd be cool if it did, but the odds of it going that way are very slim to none. But yeah, it's gonna be a neat season. I can tell you that, and it's with the least amount of people that we're having. I've also got it in the works where we might do a afternoon dove hunt. You go. You shoot some teal in the morning, and we might take you dove hunting that afternoon. I haven't advertised that way yet because I don't know. It's still in the works.
Yep.
But it's possible. And I'm not going to charge anything to do that. It'll just be you go shoot some teal in the morning, and if y'all shoot your limit, then and it'll be, free dove hunt in the afternoon.
Wow, that's so sweet. So much, one thing when we had Ramsey Russell on from getducks.com, we had him on the podcast, he talked about, he goes, I don't sell duck hunts, I sell experiences, and y'all, I've hunted with Kade for 2 years now, and I've hunted where we didn't shoot a duck, we didn't see hardly a duck, and Kade told me, well, these conditions and it was damn straight true. And he can't control control what Mother Nature's going to do. But when I've heard this guy tell me when Mother Nature's right, it's been right most of the time. And that's all you can ask for, unless you are going to go out there and pay $500 to $1,000 a gun. Y'all, this is what you're going to deal with. The cool thing about Kade is he's very straight up and real with everybody. And part of the experience, y'all, is just being able to go out there with this dude and sit in the blind. He's funny as hell. And I tell you, he keeps us laughing all the time. And, it's everything from Mr. Glenn next door to the lodge to the little town of Cache. It's the gas station. It's going into Jonesboro, have some food or whatever it is. It's just getting to know the guys and Kade and their family and stuff. It's all part of the experience. And if you guys just want a good, down-to-earth, small-town experience and where you can have some fun and be real, you can't beat it. So it sounds like you're out to eat tonight.
Yeah, we're at Texas Roadhouse. These rolls are hot.
Texas Roadhouse. Yep, I know. I'm sitting here thinking about exactly where that is right now. So what are you going to have tonight?
I don't know. Probably a steak and chicken.
Yeah. Yep. Get that protein. So with shifting gears for a minute, Kade, we get through teal season. There in Arkansas, you got 15 hunts available. The next thing that you're shifting to are Specks.
Yep.
You're going after Specks. So we're going
hardcore after Specks.
All right. So if y'all have not spec hunted, and last year was my first year, my first time with Delta Thunder Outfitters, get on our YouTube or check it out through Delta Thunder Outfitters. Check out our spec hunt from last year. You guys, we smoked them. And Kade ran a great, safe program with over 20 guns. It was a hell of a time. But Kade, what has changed with the Arkansas limit this year on Specks?
Well, last year it was 2, and now they've upped the limit to 3, but they shortened the season. So You can kill the same amount of birds, but you have a shorter period of time.
I got you. So what's the season dates on that? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah. So early spec is October the 29th to November the 11th.
Okay.
And I booked a few people for that early spec hunt, but if you want to get in on that, it's $200 a gun. I want to say all dry field hunting, but there is an occasional time where we might hunt them over water. But even if we did that, you still wouldn't have to bring any waders. You can wear boots because the blinds would be set up in a dry place. But yeah, and it's, it's not, it's really hunting them during that early season. There's just so many great things about it. The conditions are cool, but not cold. Hey, Tony, can you hold on 1 second?
As waterfowlers, we experience all kinds of extreme weather conditions. Stay bone dry and warm with Frog Togs hunting gear. You can check them out at frogtogs.com or at frogtogshunt on Instagram. Hey, y'all, we're back. Hey, Kate had to order some food there at Texas Roadhouse. So we're talking about early spec season. As I said, if you guys have not checked out our video, Delta Thunder Outfitters last year, the first time that we went and we smoked shit out of them. And Kate knows how to get on them specs. So what are we thinking about with specs this year, Cade? What's on the agenda, and what are you looking at?
Oh, it's looking good. I mean, like I said before, there's a lot of crops that are going to be late this year because in the spring it was really wet. A lot of people weren't able to get their crops in on time, so everything's kind of like a month behind.
Okay.
So, but the good thing for me is I've got a couple of spots that did get planted on time, and it's on higher ground, and we hunted them last year. And I mean, it's just the farmer's he's a really phenomenal farmer. But I'm gonna, we'll have some really good places. And you see in that video from last year that you guys filmed, we were in between, we were right by Claypool. We were in between two reservoirs. We were in three big places that them geese roost. And I mean, it's going to be great. We're going to be set up close in the same spot we did last year. And them specs, they always get on them reservoirs. So we're looking good. And we'll know more, when it comes closer to time. We're about, I want to say in another month, I'll probably start seeing, about another month, you'll start seeing some speckled bellies, not many, but some, and then about the first week in October, second week in October, there'll be quite a few more showing up.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, you got to get on it quick because, if you don't know, speckled belly goose season, I mean, you just look at what the manufacturers and everybody's doing out there. People are starting to pour some money into this thing, and it's a big deal. They're like nothing else. I mean, obviously they're a little similar to the snows as far as what they do, but it is a crazy good fun time. So Cade and I was talking during the break, and here's what we came up with, you guys. You have 1 week from tomorrow, I believe it is, or let's just say midnight on the last day of this month. You got to book your hunt before September 1st. And here's what Cade is going to do. And this is a special only Zero Duck 30 promotion. He is going to knock off $25 a gun if you book 4 or more in the next week. That is a huge savings. I'm not smart enough to tell you what the percentage is. I can't think that fast, especially after a couple of Busch lattes. But you guys, get in on that right now. If you book 4 or more people before the 1st of September, if you get it on 1201, you're going to miss it. But if you do that
for Teal or Specks,
Teal or Spec. Okay, so yeah, Teal or Spec. Kade is going to knock off $25 a gun, you guys. Big deal. Take advantage of it. Tell your friends, tell your family about it, pass on the word. You guys got to take advantage of this and go out and have a great experience in Arkansas. Man, thanks for doing that, Kade. That's pretty cool.
And just make sure that when you call the book that you mention that you got to mention the 0 Duck 30 deal.
Yep, you heard it on 0 Duck 30.
You heard it on 0 Duck 30, and you're wanting the deal from 0 Duck 30, and I'll know exactly what you're talking about.
4 more. Don't call them up with 3 and say, will you give it to us for 3 or 2? No. Call 2 more people if you have 2. And I'll tell you, Kade will probably even do this. And I'm sorry, Kade, but this is what we're gonna do. If you call up and you have 2 people, and Kade got a call and has 2 other people, he'll put you in contact together. Just get it booked. All she got to do is what's your down payment requirement?
So we get a $50 deposit per person. So you get that deal that's $175 a gun, then you'd pay $50 a person in advance. When you get here, you're only paying $125. Yeah,
you can't beat that, man. You cannot beat that, you guys. You all been out and spent $100 one night at a bar, went to the store and bought 2 pair of jeans, might be even $100. You can't beat that deal, you guys. I'm telling you, even if you went out there and didn't see a damn thing, you're going to have a lot of fun, and that's not going to happen. All the things, all the environments that we cannot control, that are going on with Mother Nature, the settings are right, you guys. Get in on this deal. So I don't want to keep Kade real long tonight because he ordered his food, and I want to be able to go in there and eat his big old juicy steak. But man, what have you been doing? What have you been doing just on a personal level, bro? Like man to man, what have you been doing? I know you've been all over the place. Yeah, you've been down to Florida. You traded boats like you're a master. And I mean, what do you got going on, bro?
Man, I'm just trying to live life right now. I'm trying to get my boat fixed up, aside from the duck hunting, it's cool, but I love to fish. If there was a good market for it in Arkansas, I'd guide, fishing trips, but there's nobody comes to Arkansas looking to go fishing. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard to do that, but no, I've been working on my boat and just trying to live a little bit of life,
Before it gets all crazy on you.
Before ducks, teal season hits, it's going to be really busy. And then speck season hits, it's going to be even more busy. And then there's a little 5-day gap in between early teal and the opener of duck season. It's either 5 or 6, 7 days, something like that gap. About a week in between early speck and opener of duck. And that's going to be, really busy. Them are really busy. That's a really busy little gap right there. So, I'm just trying to get done all the things that I want to get done, and work on my boat, work on my house a little bit, just a little bit of stuff like that.
Very cool. Very cool. One thing I wanted to bring up, I know we were just kind of talking about personal stuff, but back into the business side, guys, I'm going to tell you, there's no endorsements. There's no financial compensation between us and Delta Thunder Outfitters. 0. It's just friends helping friends and being truthful about it. Dude, you've got some openings right now. Early season, duck season. And he's telling me this, you guys, and it blew my mind because I was there on opening day. All right. And I'm telling you what, man, we did it right the night before. We had a big old fire and had some beverages and ate some food and
oh yeah, we have a good time. We opening night, we'll have a big fire built, we'll cook.
Oh, it's a great time.
We'll do a lot. Well, it's always at our little lodge. It's always a good time. Especially if you got some good folks in. If you got some real hunters that come in. The people that come to kill don't ever kill. The ones that come to hunt and have a good time, I can name. I got one group from Alabama. I'm not going to say his name, but them guys come every year, and they could care if they pulled the trigger. But they'll come and they'll bring shrimp, they'll bring oysters, they'll bring a ton of stuff, and they always seem to kill. I mean, always.
Wow.
You know, and it's not like they come down here and they say we want to kill ducks, or we want to kill specklebellies. No, they literally they come down there and they're like, well, what do we need to hunt? What do we need to be hunting? I'll be like, let's go goose hunt. Let's go duck hunt. And then we'll end up bashing their head in, and they end up taking home a ton of birds. I don't know how they do it, but they just time it right every year.
Wow. You know, and I'm sitting there thinking even more, you know, one of the cool things that Kay does, and he won't ever like put this in writing because it's just the changes of things that go on. But, you know, you go out there, let's say you go out in the morning. You go out there in the morning, you go after the ducks, and it's just the conditions aren't right, you know, whatever. You know, like I said, y'all, unless you want to spend $1,000 a gun, or somebody's got thousands and thousands of acres, bro, it makes such a big difference if somebody shoots a field next to you or whatever. You know, it can make a huge difference. And you know, one thing I forgot to put back on here. Hold on. Hey, get your picture back up there. There it is. But here's the cool thing. You go out in the morning, and I've witnessed this. I have. So this is what really happens. You go out in the morning, ducks are slow, just the conditions weren't right. You can't control it. Cade's going to, if the conditions are right and the setup is right, he's going to say, hey, y'all, let's go out and try to hunt some specks this afternoon. Just out of his good heart to try to help you out, to do the most he can do to try to put you on some waterfowl. I guarantee you guys, if you go and hunt with 99% of the outfitters in the state of Arkansas, and I'm not bashing anybody here because I know you're running a business here, y'all. If you hunt in the morning and you don't shoot them, your hunt's over, bro. It's over. All right. It just is, because they're running a business, you know, and I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying this is what he's going to do in addition to that, to try to make your experience as good as possible. Man, Kade, thanks for taking time. I know you're busy with your family and stuff like that, and let you get in there and get your food. If they want to get a hold of you, where can everybody get a hold of you at?
So the best way to get a hold of me is call me or text me at 870-926-7944. If I don't answer the phone, just leave me a voicemail and I'll call you back as soon as I see it. And that ain't no lie. I mean, I see it. I don't procrastinate. I'll call you right then and there. You know, and then, you know, we'll go over the deposit process. If you message me over Facebook, you can look Delta Thunder Outfitters up on Facebook, and you can message that Facebook. But the problem is with it, I might not see it for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, Facebook's weird about that.
It's not because I'm lazy. It's just because, like, I got some messages that pop up just out of the random. I'm on there all the time. I check it all the time, but I might not get your message. It might not show that I have a message for a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens all the time. So, but that would be the best way. Just give me a call and I'll go through we'll go through the booking process with you. We'll get your deposit through either Cash App or Venmo, and we'll get you set up. I'll get you in the book.
Cool, man. And any of y'all out there, if you guys want to talk more about what you're going to experience at Delta Thunder Outfitters, feel free to reach out at Zero Duck 30, message us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you want. Ask whatever questions you want. We're going to be completely honest. And I just really feel like, y'all, this is one of the best places that you can go have a great experience. Kade, thanks for being on the show tonight, man. I appreciate you, brother. And, we'll be talking every day like we do. And,
Absolutely.
Yep. And, if there's anything we can do on our end to help you out, man, we're going to do it. And have a good night with your family.
Right on.
All right, brother. You take care now.
All right, man.
All right, bub.
I've been southbound, I've been hellbound, riding on the midnight train.